Hello, Kings fans, and welcome back to Kings Connected. It's the first episode of the third season of the show where we bring you interviews with guys who have signed with the Camoka Kings for the 2022-2023 campaign, as well as interviews with staff potentially down the road, all in hopes to preview next year for the Camoka Kings. Of course, last season, the winningest regular season in Camoka Kings history, 22-22-4 was the Kings' record last year, a very successful year, and then unfortunately a first-round defeat at the hands of the Chatham Maroons in the playoffs for the Camoka Kings. But they'll be looking to build off the momentum that they had last year and carry it over into this season. And the guys that are signing with the team are looking forward to doing that, and the staff is as well. The first guest of the third season is Justin Skirten, who spent last year with the Elgin-Middlesex Chiefs U18 program, had a very good season there, which led to a selection in the U18 OHL draft by the London Knights in the second round, 34th overall. The Kings are very excited to have Justin on their side this season. So without further ado, let's bring him in. Here he is, Justin Skirten. Justin Skirten joins me now. Justin is signed with the Camoka Kings for the 2022-2023 GOJHL season. Justin, how are you doing today?
I'm not too bad. How are you?
Not too bad myself. Let's get things going now. As you look back on your time in minor hockey and your experience with the Chiefs organization, what are some of the memories that you can take away?
Oh, just obviously meeting new guys and several tournaments I've been in over the years, and being able to meet a bunch of different guys, going to two different teams. Chiefs this year, all the guys made me feel pretty welcome, and it was just a really good experience.
Sounds awesome. Now tell me a little bit about last year. How good did it feel to be back on the ice full time, minus, the pause in January after a couple of years where COVID impacted things?
Well, coming into this year, there's just an excitement going into the first game, just the first time being back into a regular format, and just felt really good to get back into things, and happy to keep going.
You had the chance last year to play a game as an AP in the league for the St. Mary's Lincolns. As you transition to the GOJHL full-time with the Kings, although it was just one game, do you feel that game can help you?
Yeah, it was a good experience. I could see the speed and the strength of all the guys down on the ice level, and I feel like I could keep up good, and going in full-time, I feel like it won't be a problem.
Awesome. Well, earlier this year, you were selected in the second round, 34th overall by the London Knights in the 2022 U18 OHL draft. How special was that moment, and did it make it even better that the Knights were the team calling your name?
Oh, for sure. It was just the best feeling, being overlooked last year in the U16 draft and getting drafted this year. It was just great feeling. Family was really excited, and just it being the London Knights too is just cherry on top. Everyone knows all the guys that's come from there, and just everyone knows it's the best. So happy to be there.
Must have felt special after all that hard work you put in to be rewarded with a pick in the U18 draft. As we mentioned earlier, you signed with the Kings for next year. How did you come to that decision?
Well, I was just considering my options this year, and I came out to watch one of the games against Chatham in the playoffs, and Roop and the coaching staff made me feel at home, and they made me feel like I could come there for next year. And I really liked the feel, so I came.
The Kings are very excited to have you. I know that. I know it's been a short little period that you've been with the organization so far. You mentioned the game against Chatham that you had a chance to see. What have your first impressions of the organization been?
Oh, for sure. Like I said, the coaching staff made me feel really welcome, not only explaining their development program, but just knowing that it's a big jump and saying that it's a good dressing room and good guys in there, and it'd be a great experience.
As you transition to the GOJHL next year, first year with the Kings, what can Kings fans expect from Justin Skirten in a Camoka Kings uniform?
Well, they can expect fast, physical person who elevates their game as it gets more intense. Expect some plays to be made and some goals to be scored.
Sounds like the kind of guy you want to have on your side. Is there a guy that you really like watching play or that you model your game after?
My favorite player is Patrick Kane, because he does some pretty cool things and unexpected things. But a player that I like to base my game off is Patrice Bergeron. He's a really good defensive centerman. He's almost top of the league at face-off percentage every year, and he's just a great two-way centerman.
Fifth Selke, I think, this year. Bergeron, certainly a very talented guy. A little bit of a spoiler for Kings fans at home because not all of these signings are out yet, but quite a few of your Chiefs teammates have signed with the Kings for next year. How special is it for you to get a chance to move up with them?
Oh, it's pretty special. It was good to have a connection with them all throughout the year, all good guys. And then it's just even better moving up such a jump. I don't have to worry about being the only guy in there. I don't know. I got people that got my back, and it's going to be good.
Should definitely help ease that transition a little bit. What did you learn from your coaches last year? And what do you think Kings head coach Adam Casey and his staff can bring to your game this season?
Definitely coaches helped me last year. Jeff Roy, he put me in good positions to show my skills, and skills coach Rich Brown, he helped work with us in practice, and he was really good to have out there. And Ryan Yessie and those guys know what they're talking about. So
glad you had a good year from a development standpoint. What have you been doing this summer to get yourself ready for next season?
Going to a CrossFit gym twice a week and gym on my own time and just trying to stay in shape.
Fantastic. We're looking forward to seeing you in Kings uniform next year. Thanks, Justin.
Yep, no problem.
That was my interview with Justin Skirten, the first signing of the Camoka Kings in the 2022-2023 offseason. The Kings are very much looking forward to seeing Justin out on the ice in a Kings uniform next year. He talked about how he models his game after Patrice Bergeron. He wants to be a guy that the Kings can rely on in any situation, whether they need offense or whether they need a shutdown guy on defense. Justin feels that he has the skill set to be the guy that they call upon, that Adam Casey, Mike Riatti, and the staff will call upon in those big moments. He's a guy who gets things done when he's out there on the ice. He's a good skater, and he's a great teammate in the locker room as well, by all accounts. So we're very much looking forward to seeing Justin out there in a Kings uniform next year. Thank you all very much for tuning into the first episode of the third season of Kings Connected. My name is Dylan Baker, and we'll talk to you again very soon.